So, Braille came out with a skate shoe. I bought it immediately. I am the king of buyer's remorse. Am I going to regret this decision? Probably. Maybe not, but there's a good chance. Is it worth it? Should I have spent $100? Should you spend $100 to get these shoes? Let's break it down and figure out whether or not this was a huge waste of my money, or if this is going to be the thing that leads to riches, fame, and glory. It could go one of two ways. I'm pretty sure Braille is in the Illuminati. Well, I guess Aaron Cairo is a Scientologist, so maybe if I buy these shoes, I will become rich, wealthy, and famous. Without further ado, let's check out the shoes. So first impressions of these shoes, they look like regular skate shoes. They kind of have some Janoski-esque features. They look like solid skate shoes. They look like they took some of the profile features from like a Nike Janoski or maybe like some Emericas. They look pretty low profile, but they're still cup soles. I think the shoe shows a lot of promise, so let's break it down and figure out whether or not this is actually going to be worth $100. That's an entire Benjamin Franklin. How can a guy like that be president? Well, I never was president. Yeah, but Benjamin Franklin was. So I think the first thing to really go over as far as, you know, whether the shoes would be worth it is just to go down the list of features and materials. So the upper is completely made out of suede. I think it's a one-piece like wraparound, which is awesome because that means there's like no seams. A lot of times when companies will put like a ton of seams along the toe cap, when your board rubs against it, it will completely like blow out and lose the structure of the shoe. So shout out to you guys, Aaron Cairo, for thinking about that and making a one-piece upper. I know this is their first shoe, but that is one thing that I think they got right out of the gate. The second thing that I'm really hyped on these shoes is that they actually moved the laces up on the foot. So I don't know why a lot of shoe companies do this, but a lot of them will put the laces like really low down. Like for example, look at these strays that I'll probably never skate. They have the lace right here. That's right where the board is gonna be rubbing, right where the grip tape is just gonna catch your lace, and then you're gonna have a broken lace, and then slowly, for the rest of your time skating these shoes, the laces are just gonna be slowly falling apart. You're gonna lose the structure of the shoe isn't gonna feel good. I feel like pretty much every shoe company is guilty of making this mistake on a regular basis. If I ever have a shoe company, I promise you, I will never put the laces down there, or I'll put some sort of cover or do something, because that is just an obvious stupid mistake. And that's not one that Braille made. So $100 obviously is pricey for a company that's never made shoes before. On the other hand, from just looking at the design of their shoes, they do look like they made a lot of really good decisions. Really, you just don't know. I mean, I know Vans, like they've got their material, their DuraCap material, which is like this hard rubber. It's like this formulated for skateboarding, you know what I mean? And who knows if the manufacturer that Braille is working with has ever made skate shoes before, so it could be that the rubber they use just completely like falls apart immediately. I mean, it sounds like these manufacturers are coming out of like Spain and Portugal. I guess the material comes out of Spain, the manufacturers in Portugal. So these aren't some like cheapo manufacturers in like Thailand or China. It seems like they're not trying to cut corners, but at the same time, if this manufacturer hasn't really dealt with skate shoes in the past, how would they know what rubber to actually use that's gonna be like the most durable and suited for skateboarding? Just don't know. It could be a total crap shoe, and part of me thinks that I just wasted $100. And the other part of me is thinking like, maybe these are the best shoes that I've ever skated before. But the big question in my head is, you know, for $100, right? I pre-ordered these, so I got them for $80. $10 for taxes, and $10 for shipping. So at the end of the day, it was $100. I could get a pair of Nijas for $95 with free shipping from Nike. And those Nijas are going to be super durable and last me a really long time. So in my head, I'm like comparing these, like, are these gonna last as long as Nijas? And on the flip side, if you wanted to go the cheap route, for that price of, you know, $100, you could buy 3 pairs of strays and have money left over. That would last you probably like 4 or 5, maybe 6 months. Basically what I'm saying is these shoes have to be like God's gift to my feet for them to actually be worth the money. And we just won't know that till we're skating them. According to Aaron Cairo, it'll be about like 6 weeks until the shoes are actually being shipped out to people. So if you want to see videos of me skating these or whatever, you want to stay tuned, subscribe, put the notification bell on, and you'll be alerted when I'm posting the videos about the unboxing, the 100 kickflips, the full review of these shoes. But we've got a while to wait until we've actually got them on our feet, and at that point I feel like we'll know whether or not Braile actually has a viable like product that can compete in the shoe market, or if this is basically like the merch version of shoes for Braile, if that makes sense. So to be honest with you, the main reason that I even bought them is not because I love Braile. I mean, I don't have anything against Braile, but it's not really my speed. What I thought was interesting is just seeing like the progression of Braile as a company, how they've evolved and really changed the landscape in the skateboard industry, and seeing them come out with a shoe, I just thought that was like super mind-blowing. And to be quite honest, I think it's gonna make really good YouTube content. So I don't know, hopefully if things go really well, maybe the shoes will pay off for themselves and they're like an investment. But whether or not you should buy them, I think is a completely different story. If it was me, if I wasn't trying to make it on YouTube, I don't think I ever would have bought these shoes. I would have been like, yeah, cool. Probably won't ever skate those. Again, for $100, there's a lot of other shoes that you can get. You can get multiple pairs, or you can get, you know, the nicest pair of shoes that you can think of. Get some Nijas, maybe some Blazer mids, whatever it is. I mean, there's a lot of shoes that are tried and tested and proven to work in skateboarding that are cheaper than $100. So unless you're someone that's just like a huge fan of Braile, you're just so stoked to like support them and buy whatever shoe or whatever shirt or whatever board they put out, then I just don't know why you would actually buy these shoes. I mean, they do look promising, but they're just not tried and tested like so many skate shoes out there, and I don't think it's worth gambling your money on. Let idiots like me that are trying to make content on YouTube buy these shoes and skate them and waste our money so that you don't have to. It'll be really interesting to see exactly what happens. I know that if this goes really well, then Braile will continue to make shoes, but this is really a trial run. That's why they did the pre-sale, and they're not actually sending their order to the manufacturers until after they have a count of how many shoes they actually need to be made. So this is definitely like in the preliminary trial stages, and if this goes well, which personally I think it will go well, we could be seeing a lot more Braile shoes coming out, especially if they keep doing this pre-sale cycle where they, you know, have a pre-sale window and then send their order to the factory. They could do that all day without really, you know, putting themselves at too much financial risk. So I think that we are gonna see Braile shoes, and you know, come back in the future. Who really knows how long they're here to stay? I know it's really hard to make money in the footwear industry, so at least I'll be able to say that I got a pair. I pre-ordered within the first 20 minutes, so I'm some sort of original gangster or original Braile first tryer. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. So if you like these videos, subscribe, like, comment. If you want to support me, you can go to Shop Friday, link in the description, buy yourself a hoodie. All of the money obviously goes right back into the videos, trying to make this a full-time thing. So thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, do all the things, and I will see you in a couple days. Peace.